Welcome to Land the House. I'm Seth. This is the Ampeak multifunction jump starter. It's a battery that can supply 750 amps to start your car if the battery is either old like mine, or if it's cold out, or if you've left the lights on. It's able to jump start the car and get you going. So it snowed last night, it's cold out, and I anticipate my old battery not to start either today or tomorrow. So I'm gonna toss this in the car and hopefully we can get a real world use out of this thing. All right, I just wanna have this in the car just in case something were to happen. So we'll put that right there for now, and we'll crank up the car in a moment to see if we need it now or need it tomorrow when it's like 19 degrees out here.
I do. I know.
Started that time. It's 19 degrees out and time to use the Ampeak jump starter because the car is cold and not wanting to do its thing. I'm going to remove this rubber cap, hopefully. Red clamp to the positive. Going to do the black to the negative. So after the car is started, I'm going to remove the plug right here, and then let's see, it says 12.2 volts. So it's just a little bit low, but it should start up pretty quick here. Full battery charge. I started this yesterday and it was a little bit cold, but it had a hard time. So I anticipate this to crank right up this time. All right, 19 degrees. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah, immediately. So this battery is on its way out. So the first night I tried to start the car and it definitely struggled. Second time, whenever I hooked up this battery jump start, cranked right up. So the battery was at 12 point something, which means it was very low. I actually went to the auto parts store, had them replace the battery. The battery was 11 years old, and that's why it was dying. So this car now has a new battery. As I was leaving this morning, I looked over and saw my other car, the door was open. My kids have been playing in there, and I think the battery is totally dead. We're gonna try out the Ampeak jump starter here again, and I brought the tripod so we can get a little bit better video footage. But hopefully this thing has a safety and it didn't drain the battery completely. But if not, we may have to buy a new battery, but let's give it a try here. All right, my kids just climbed in there and said the lights came back on, so hopefully this thing had a safety that prevented the battery from draining down. But I'm gonna go ahead and try this out anyway. So I'm gonna open this back up. Yes, ma'am.
The lights on in the car.
All right, thank you for letting me know. Pull this little cover once again, and then get this cable attached. So now whenever I hook these back up, we should be able to see a voltage here on the readout. And then the black one next. Yeah, it is low. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says 11.9 on the battery. So let me go ahead and use this again to start the car. It's upside down. Anyway, it says 11.9 there. Okay, here we go. Push that on. I'm not sure if you have to turn on that button or not, but we're going to.
It's not.
Yep, no problems. Good. All right, now we're back up to 14.7 here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out like it recommends, and then take these off one by one. My first use had a car with a very old battery, so whenever the temperature dropped low, the car just didn't really want to start very well. Used this, started right up. I was able to get to town and buy a new battery. The second time, my kids left one of the doors open and the battery dropped down to well below the 12 volts it's supposed to be at. And so using this, popped it right back up, and things are good to go. So let's take this over to the bench and see what's inside the kit so we can see all the features that it has. Let's open this up here so you can see what comes in the kit. So the first thing that pops out here is the actual clamps that go onto the battery terminals. The spring seems like it is good enough to make a nice strong connection. This side of the clamp has a battery indicator, so you can see what the battery is. We'll go ahead and hook that up here in just a moment. It also comes with a 12-volt cigarette lighter with barrel plug on that side. This is your USB-C charging cord, and then it's got a nice instruction manual in here as well. So if we move over to this, it's where the actual battery is. So let's go ahead and look at what comes with this here. So it says Ampeak on the front. It's got 4 battery bubbles there to show you the charge. This is your on button. So it says jump starter, 12 volt, 1500 amp peak current. So over here on this side, we've got the USB-C. It's where you charge it in, or you can use out. DC output barrel plug. On the bottom, let me read this real quick. The starter current, 750 amps. The peak current, 1500 amps. It has a 16.8 amp hour rating and a 62.16 watt hour. The input output is 5 volt 3 amp. I think that one is right here. And then down here, output 1, which is this one over here. It's kind of a USB 3, I believe. Anyway, 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 2 amp, 12 volt 1.5 amp. The other one, which is right here, has 5 volt 2.1 amp. And the DC output, which was this one right here, is 12 volt 10 amp. 1,000 cycles for the lifetime. This side over here doesn't have anything. Back side doesn't have anything. So now we get to this side right here. So it's got where you're going to plug up to charge your, to jumpstart your car battery, and that has a nice cover to keep you from touching that. Your USB, and then a light. So to turn on the light, first you turn on the unit, hold it down for 3 seconds, and that's going to come on. You can touch quick for an SOS, touch quick again for just a blink, and then back to regular, and now you can hold it down 3 seconds to turn that off. Very cool. All right, now that we've seen all that stuff, let's go ahead and plug this up. I've got a battery over here we're going to test it out with, so let's go ahead and get that plugged up, something like that. I'm going to plug this up just so we can see the display here. Do that, and do that. So we've got 12.4, hopefully you can see that down here. 12.4 is the current charge of this battery. Now this jump starter can also be used to charge a phone or tablet. So I'm going to plug this up to the USB output 1 right there. And then I've got my USB-C to this tablet. So hopefully we can push this button and see yes. So it is charging up here in the corner. The literature that comes with this small jump starter is nice, but just 2 more things I wanted to read off here. Model number is the JS1, and it has an operating temperature of -4 to 140 degrees, which is -20 Celsius to 60 Celsius. But this thing also has some information on reading the battery and just a bunch of stuff that is quite helpful. As you can see, the Ampeak jump starter is smaller than a traditional set of jumper cables, so it should fit nicely in your car. I'm going to charge this up to 100% and leave it out in my vehicle, so if I need to get my car going or somebody else's, I will have that at the ready. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out this Ampeak jump starter, I have a link in the description down below. I'm Seth with Land House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.